Yo, YouTube, we are back with a major bracket prediction. It's major time, baby. Major starts tomorrow. I'm super excited for this major, man. Um, as you can see by the record, we kind of pulled away record wise. Went 9-1 again last week. The only series I got wrong was this one. But hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. 9-1. Either way, um, I'm actually really excited for this tournament. I feel like Optic's really looking really good, and as an Optic fan, this is probably their most favorite tournament to win of the year so far. They look really dominant, and I'm hoping they could pull through at Major Four. But let's get right started into the matches here. First off, we got Battle of the Green, Optic versus Breach. I feel like this is a staple match at this point, man. These guys are playing each other a lot as of late. I feel like Breach has been playing Optic pretty close in their last recent matches. I think, Major 3, we obviously saw Breach upset Optic in the winners bracket, and then ever since then it's been Optic 3-0, and then I think it was like a 3-2, 3-1 or something like that. It's been pretty decently close. The Breach always usually play Optic pretty well, I feel like, matchup wise. But it's Optic right now. Optic look like the most dominant team in the game right now. They are slamming people in hardpoint. I think they have like a 22-6 record in hardpoint with Dan Ghosty. They're like 16-2 or 15-2 in their last stint of hardpoints. They're on an 8 hardpoint winning streak. Their hardpoint game's looking dominant. Yeah, team's looking really good. With that being said, like I said, I still think Breach, usually play these guys pretty well, but I don't think they can, pull down the Optic hardpoint streak. So in that notion, I have Optic winning this matchup 3-1. I feel like Breach can maybe still a search or a control, depending on the situation. Most likely the control, in my opinion, but regardless, yeah, I just think Optic has the edge in this series. They're looking good, man. Next matchup is the New York Subliners versus the Vegas Legion. Now, this should be interesting because I feel like this could definitely go either way. But I think this is going to come down to, in my opinion, Vegas needing to be like stellar in their SNDs. We all know New York's a pretty solid respawn team. So as long as as long as Vegas can steal a respawn, the only thing that sucks is I don't really have faith in their control, so I would rather have them steal a hard point if they steal a map here. But I think I'm gonna go Vegas 3-2 here. I give Vegas the edge in both the searches. I think they have the potential to take at least one hard point off of New York. Standy's been playing lights out, man. This team's been looking really good. Yeah, 3-2 Vegas. Next matchup is the Los Angeles Thieves versus the Minnesota Rocker. Now, last time we saw this matchup, it was a smoke show, man. Thieves just had their way with the Minnesota Rocker, and I think it's going to be the same thing again. I would love to go in depth, on the matches here, or this match specifically, but I think Minnesota, they're just bad, and yeah, enough said. But I will say Los Angeles Thieves do look like the third best team in the game right now. They look really good. Next matchup is Seattle FaZe. Now, last time we saw this matchup, Seattle obviously 3-0'd FaZe. FaZe's hardpoint isn't looking really good at all. I think this is the worst I think we've seen FaZe, I think, ever. Honestly, I think I could confidently say this is the worst form FaZe has ever been in. Just very interesting to have them to see them have hardpoint struggles like they are. And I think that I don't know, it's just tough because, like, these guys on LAN obviously step up. Slasher steps up on LAN. Slasher has been sick from what I've heard. And he hasn't been playing very well. And I think it's impacted their performance a little bit. But regardless, I still think even before when Sasha was playing well, they still had hard point woes. Yeah, man, this series is tough because it's hard to doubt FaZe on LAN, but Seattle definitely looks better than FaZe in my opinion. But I'm gonna go something crazy here. I think a lot of people would say Seattle. I think FaZe clutch up game 5. I think it's a super close series though. And I probably have these guys rematching later on in the bracket. Just I see it coming. But yeah, I'm gonna go FaZe barely, literally smidge of an edge there. Smidge. Next we have the Friday matches, all losers bracket. Boston Breach, Toronto Ultra. This series has the potential to be close. I don't know. These are Toronto's looking pretty scary, or not scary, but they had a 1-4 record. Obviously they had a slow stage online, but the game does play completely different on LAN. These guys I feel like would be better on LAN, but I think this goes the distance. I think I'm gonna give a smidge of an edge to Toronto Ultra again, just because I feel like this series really could go either way. But I still think Toronto Ultra clutch up and move on. Next matchup is New York's Florida. Now, with New York's current form, I feel like they should take this. Florida has been known to upset Florida, or Florida's known to been upset Florida. That's funny. Florida's been known to upset New York. I think they did it last major. So, I mean, there's potential, but I just can't knock New York's current form and Respawn from what I saw online. They're looking really good, man. Not like quite tournament winner good, but they look good. Good enough to make a little decent run, maybe a top 6-ish, somewhere around there. Minnesota, London. Now, I'm going to go something crazy here because I think Minnesota look really bad. And I think, this is just me thinking that like a crazy upset series is going to happen. I think London takes this series, man. I think Minnesota's absolutely in shambles. I think the attached roster move was a mistake. I think Minnesota, what they should do is rethink their coaching staff. And yeah, Minnesota's down bad right now. I'm going to go London with the win. I know it's crazy, but I think these are two really bad teams right now that don't look great. And I think this is a coin flip series, really, in my opinion. But I'm going to go London just because I have a gut feeling about London winning here. And next matchup, Seattle, LAG. I mean, sorry, LAG, but unfortunate draw. You have to play either FaZe or Seattle in the losers bracket, your first match. And that is tough because, I think FaZe and Seattle are just miles ahead of LAG. So no matter who falls down here, whether it's FaZe or Seattle, I think LAG go home 3-0. So yeah. I'm going to go elimination round 2 next, and then I'll go back up to the winners bracket after that. Next matchup is Toronto Ultra versus New York Sideliners. Now, this is a very interesting series. This series is hard for me because, like I said, New York's current form and Respawn look really good, and obviously Toronto just came off of a 1-4 split online. I mean, this is definitely easier matchup for New York in my opinion than Toronto icing up against like a Boston Breach. They're gonna probably have a higher momentum than a New York does, but man, this is I'm scared about this one. I'm gonna give Toronto game 5 again, but I'm scared with this matchup because I feel like this is gonna be the matchup we see in elimination round 2. But I really kind of want to pull New York through, but I'm gonna go Toronto. That one scares me a little bit. I can't lie. This one, Seattle Surge, London Royal Ravens. I mean, I feel like this is the same thing as this match right here. they're just miles ahead of London and LAG. I think they come off of two absolute smoke shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Uh Seattle all the way there. Feel like they got two free matchups and losers, to be honest. Back up to winners. Now, Optic versus Vegas. Vegas in a winners round 2 situation is weird to look at, but it's kind of exciting at the same time. Um Congrats to Vegas, obviously making it to winners round 2. If they do, that's super dope. But you're going up against Optic, who look in tip top form. If you take a map, it's a search, and I don't think you take any other one. So I'm gonna give the Optic edge here. Obviously, I'm gonna go. I'll give Vegas their search, man. They're a prime search team. They could definitely pull off a search, man. But I don't think they have what it takes to take Optic down in the respawns whatsoever. So yeah, I mean, all right. Next matchup, LA Thieves versus Atlanta FaZe. Now, these are two powerhouse teams going up against each other here. Um, Honestly, I think this is like I said, the worst form we've seen Atlanta FaZe in. So, I think LA Thieves kind of shits on him here. Like, if anything, like I said, I give Atlanta FaZe. I mean, they're still prime search team, to be honest with you, but I think that's about it. I think LA Thieves smoke show FaZe here. Um, both Optic and Thieves winning 3-1 in the winners bracket side. Now we spice up things a bit over here. Atlanta FaZe Toronto Ultra. Now these are two teams that obviously, always go back and forth with each other. This is a banger matchup usually. But I think if you're Toronto Ultra here, you're happy about these 2 wins right here. Atlanta FaZe has been, like I said, looking in struggled form, but I still barely give the edge to FaZe here. I think this is where Toronto Ultra see their exit out of the tournament. They need to figure out some kinks, obviously. So I think both teams do realistically. I think both teams are very close, similar, in terms of like matchup right now. So I think this realistically could still go either way. But I'm gonna give a smidge of the edge to FaZe here, just off their search game. They're very talented in search, and don't get me wrong, so is Toronto. But yeah. Now, Vegas versus Seattle. I think if it was the other way around, so like let's say I had FaZe dropping to losers, I think they have a better chance of beating FaZe over a Surge, just um due to the fact that FaZe's respawn is less or more lacking than Seattle's is. So it's gonna be harder to take a respawn versus the Seattle Surge team, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give the edge to Seattle 3-1. Um, but hey, it'd be awesome to see Vegas bring this closer, even make a deeper losers run. But I don't see it happening any deeper than this. So yeah, uh, we'll just do elimination round 4, then we'll go back up to winners finals. So this is Surge versus FaZe rematch versus for the winners round 1 matchup. I think this is where Surge bounces back and gets their revenge. It's hard to beat the same team twice at a tournament, and I think Surge are going to be firing, man. Lamar's been playing well. If Lamar can keep up the pace that he's been playing at, I think this goes Surge's way. I'm gonna go 3-1 Surge in this specific matchup here. Like I said, I think Surge are gonna be really fired up to beat them off the revenge tour from knocking them down to losers, And yeah, so far I have Surge going from losers round 1 to top 3. And I think they are a top 3 team in the game at this point. So here we go. The absolute banger of a matchup. The top 2 teams in the game right now, I don't think it's arguable. Both solid respawn teams. I think this series is gonna go crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. See, this series could go one or two. I have Optic winning this, but I think this goes one of two ways. If it goes game 5, I still have Optic icing up, but that would mean LA Thieves would need to steal a hard point, in my opinion, because I don't think. But that's the thing is like if they steal a hard point, you would think like, oh, then they have a chance to win the series. But I don't. You know, I think Optic are a better search team. I give the Optic the edge in search over Thieves team. But I will say Draws has been playing good in search. But like I said, this series is gonna be an absolute banger. I'm still gonna give the edge to Optic. I'm gonna go 3-1. Due to the fact that I think Optic's hardpoint still goes crazy in this series. I'm gonna move them on to the grand finals, and we see the LA Thieves drop down to losers versus the Seattle Surge. Now, another banger matchup because, like I said, I feel like this is definitely the top 3 teams in the game at this moment in terms of form from what we saw in the split. So, yeah. I mean, both of these teams are toe-to-toe in respawn. I think what this series is going to come down to is like what search maps we get and maybe the control swing mode, you know. I'm going to give the edge to Thieves 3-2, but I think it's an absolute banger of a matchup. But I still think Thieves is like this much better, you know, than the Surge at this moment. So yeah, I have Thieves going back up to the grand finals versus Optic. Surge bowing out at the top 3, and I wouldn't be disappointed with that at all if I was Seattle. Yeah. Grand finals match, best of 7, Optic Texas versus LA Thieves. Now, I think this is what probably 95% of the community has in their grand final right now. I think it's, like I said, I don't think it's arguable that these are the 2 top teams in the game in terms of form from what we saw in Major 4. And I think this grand final is going to be an absolute banger. But I think with the dude, the only thing I'll say about this, I have Optic winning 4-2, but I'm going to have Optic taking home the whole thing, not losing a match in Major 4 because everyone's gassing these guys up like no other, and I hope they take this home. But when Scrappy and people like that are saying that like these guys are absolutely slamming and their form is like actually terrifying, that's saying something, man. Like these guys are looking absolutely dominant and scary. I think their dominance is going to show through this whole tournament, and they're going to take home the whole thing. And like I said, I think they have maybe a couple scary series here and there. Like this one's could be scary. I think their first one, hopefully they can come out hot and take home take the breach pretty handily. I think that'll set the tone for the tournament. So I think that matchup and this matchup is probably the most important 2 series out of Optic. So we'll see. But yeah, I have Optic winning. Hopefully they can take this one home, man. I'm gonna submit those predictions. Cannot change them. That is my bracket. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below per usual. It's Major Time, baby. We love Major Time. I will catch you guys when Major 5 obviously starts up and do the week 1 predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below per usual of what you guys think of the tournament. Let me know who you have winning, you know. Let me know your COD thoughts, man. I would love to talk COD with you guys, if I could even talk in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.